A good thumbnail can make or break your video. I'm not saying I'm an expert, but I'm gonna show you how I make my thumbnails for the Ross Adventure Cat channel. So let's dive in. It's not without a reason that the biggest YouTubers right now are designing their thumbnails before they even create the video. So without even thinking about all the details of the video, you need to think about the core idea that the video is about. I'm working on a video right now, which is a funny video of Ross visiting a club. So that's it. Not gonna think about the details of the video. That's just it. A cat going to a club. So things we need is a cat and a club, right? I mostly start with just a picture of Ross. I have this feature on my MacBook. If you don't have it, you can just remove the background in Canva or any other software that you like working with. My preference goes to Photoshop. I put in Ross in the middle, maybe make him a little smaller. Then I will select Ross. Just do a very simple selection. Invert the selection, and then I mostly use the generative fill function. Sometimes I also get a background from the internet, but the generative fill is really good. So I will just play a bit with it. I like this one, but I will generate some more. Sometimes I add some more details in the prompt. When you find one that you like, I start adding some details. For instance, the DJ booth, which the video is also about. This is great. Okay, and I mostly make a few versions because of the A/B testing, which is in YouTube. So let's also do one of this. I just got this one from the internet. First one is really good. I think I'm gonna make another one with another picture of Ross. This picture I will paste this one in here, and then I'm gonna just select Ross. Select the mask, a little feather, a bit more smooth, make it a bit more smooth. And new layer select. Done. And let's add the DJ decks, because of course Ross is the DJ in the film, in the video. This is great. Alright, and now let's add a little bit of DJ decks here as well. And an advantage of the generative fill is if you fill in the same prompt twice, yeah, it will make it look like the same. So as you can see here, they use exactly the same decks. I'm just gonna remove this weird spot. Generate. Alright, that's perfect. Also gonna remove this. Alright, looking good. Let me remove this real quick. These might look like very small things, but the cleaner your thumbnail is, the better. And I think I'm almost satisfied. Oh. Let's remove this. All right. Right now, my workflow is to export it and then I open it in Lightroom. This is where I like to do my final tweaks for the colors and also for the masking. You could also use a program like Canva or any other photo editing software that you like. Okay, so first I do some exposure correction. I add in some more contrast. You can already see the difference. But the most important part is the masking, because the subject really needs to pop. So this new feature in Lightroom, it's amazing. It just auto masks the subject in one click. It's really good. Always add some more contrast on the subject. Blacks a bit more. That's great. And I also do a mask on the background, which I will make a bit darker. A bit more blue is good in this one, I think. So that's also very important, the color contrast between the subject and the background needs to be different, because otherwise it won't pop. So as you can see here, I'm moving the color temperature a bit on the subject to the right, so it gets more orange, and on the background I do the opposite, so I make it more blue. Alright. Then I look at the other colors. So I make the orange a bit more dark. Make it more saturated. And I play with the colors a bit. So the blue, make it a bit more teal. The green, can really make the green like blue. I think I might really do this. You can already see the difference. It's crazy what you can do in Lightroom, so I would highly recommend using Lightroom. It's crazy. Look at the before and this is the after. It's insane. Right. I'm not sure if I want to keep the. I think I'm gonna make it a bit greener again. Kind of like the contrast between the green and the blue. Alright, that's cool. I'm gonna do another mask, a small brush mask on the camera. Otherwise, I'm afraid it's too dark, people won't see it. Alright. No, let's not change the colors on that. Okay, it's looking great. Oh, I'm still in the mask. Let's not do that. Back from the mask. And final color correction. Don't always do this, but make it a bit more cinematic by putting blue in the shadows and putting orange in the midtones and the highlights. But you need to be very subtle with this, because if you go too far, it doesn't look good. Alright. Give it a bit more texture and drop down the clarity. I think I'm gonna add some blur on the background, which is also a new feature. Lens blur. As you can see, I can add the blur on the background, which makes the subject pop even more. You can even change the amount of blur that you want, or the depth, I should say. Like this wouldn't be good. Something about like this, I think. Bit more blur. Alright. And I'm just gonna add some more sharpening on Ross. Some more texture. So right now you have a few layers of contrast, which is like the depth contrast, where Ross is very sharp and the background is blurry. You have the lighting contrast, and you have the color contrast. So this will really make it that the subject pops from the background. Right, I think I'm happy with this result. Add some overall sharpening. And yeah, let's call it a day. Really looking forward to making this video. You will eventually see it pop up live. And thanks for watching. If you have any questions regarding YouTube or making thumbnails, let me know in the comments. I would be happy to help you. Alright, cheers!